Welcome to our channel. In today's tutorial, we're diving deep into the world of debugging with IntelliJ IDEA. Debugging is an essential skill every developer should master, and IntelliJ IDEA provides powerful tools that can significantly enhance your debugging experience. We'll cover everything from setting breakpoints, stepping through code, inspecting variables, to using advanced features like inline watches and conditional breakpoints. To follow along, make sure you have IntelliJ IDEA installed, and for the sake of this tutorial, we'll be using a simple Java application. Let's get started by creating a small Java project in IntelliJ. First, open IntelliJ IDEA and create a new Java project. Select Java from the project type options and give your project a name. For this tutorial, let's name it Debugging Demo. Now, let's add a simple Java class. Right-click on the SRC folder, select New, and then Java class. Let's name this class Calculator. In this Calculator class, we have two methods, one for adding two numbers and another for dividing one number by another. Let's add a main method to test these functions. Now that we have our simple program, let's run the application to see the output. You can do this by clicking the green Run arrow located at the top right corner of the IDE. Great! We've successfully added and run our basic operations. Now, let's introduce a bug intentionally. Change the line in the divide method to return a/0 and see how IntelliJ handles it. Back in our main method, try to call the divide method with some test values. This will throw an arithmetic exception due to division by 0. But instead of just running, we now want to debug this issue. To start debugging, we will first need to set a breakpoint in our code. A breakpoint allows you to pause the execution of the program at a specific line. You can set a breakpoint by clicking in the left gutter next to the line number where you want to pause. Let's set it on the return a/b line inside the divide method. Once you have set your breakpoint, you can start debugging by clicking on the debug icon, which is usually represented by a bug icon next to the run button. The debugger will stop execution at the line where you've set the breakpoint. Now, you can see the current state of your program. We can inspect variables and see their values in the Variables panel, which provides insight into what's happening in your program. You'll also notice the Frames panel, which shows the call stack, allowing you to see how you arrived at the current method. If we want to see the value of it and b, just hover over them or check the Variables panel. As we want to step through our code, you can use the Step Over command to execute the next line of code. This is useful when you want to skip over method calls and only focus on the current method's logic. Alternatively, if you want to go into the method that's being called, use the Step Into command. This allows you to examine the behavior of the method called by the current line of code. If we reach the division that we modified, we will see the arithmetic exception being thrown. At this point, the drop-down options can allow you to step out, which would take you back to the previous method in the call stack. Now, let's explore the Watches feature, which allows you to inspect expressions as you step through your code. To add a watch, right-click in the Watches panel and select Add Watch. You can enter any expression here. This provides real-time feedback on the variable as you traverse through your code. This is especially handy in complex applications where you want to keep track of several variables simultaneously. Sometimes, you might want to add conditional breakpoints, which only stop execution when a specific condition is met. To set a conditional breakpoint, right-click on a breakpoint marker and select More. Here, you can enter a condition that must be true for the breakpoint to be activated. Next, let's look at how you can modify variables during a debug session. This is particularly useful for testing how changes in variables affect execution without restarting the application. While the program is paused at a breakpoint, you can evaluate an expression by using the Evaluate Expression feature. Select the expression from the context, right-click, and choose Evaluate Expression. Here, you can calculate new values or test new scenarios. Let's also talk about multi-threading debugging. Often, your applications may run in multiple threads, and navigating them can be tricky. IntelliJ IDEA provides an intuitive way to handle this using the Threads panel, showing you all active threads. To switch between threads, simply click on the respective thread in the panel, which will change the context of the code execution, allowing you to debug different parts of your application concurrently. Alright, now let's wrap up by summarizing what we've learned about debugging in IntelliJ IDEA today. We set breakpoints, stepped through our code, inspected and modified variables, used watches, conditional breakpoints, and handled multi-threading. Remember, debugging is not just about finding bugs, but understanding your code better. The more comfortable you get with these tools, the more productive you'll become as a developer. If you found this tutorial valuable, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more programming content. Also, leave a comment below on topics you would like to see covered next. Keep coding and see you in the next video.